Most business owners don't have a motivation problem. They don't have a work ethic problem either. They're busy every single day making decisions, trying new things, pushing hard, and yet the business feels stuck. Revenue isn't moving the way it should, growth feels heavier than it used to. Every win feels smaller, every setback feels bigger. You look busy from the outside, but inside it feels like you're running in place. And there's this quiet frustration that shows up late at night, the one that hits when the emails finally stop and the noise dies down, the one that says, I'm doing everything I can, so why isn't this working anymore? Why does it feel harder now than it did when everything was smaller and messier? Hi, this is Farhad, and I help business owners and real estate leaders grow faster without stress or burnout by sharing what I've learned from 20 years in sales, marketing, and human behavior. I want you to stick with me until the end of this video. It's because I'm going to give you a free resource that helps you cut through the noise and finally focus on what actually moves your business forward. Now let's talk about results-driven coaching, because this is where most businesses misunderstand what real growth actually requires. A lot of people think coaching is about motivation, a pep talk, a mindset boost, something that feels good for a few days and then fades as soon as the pressure comes back. But results-driven coaching isn't about hype. It's not about inspiration for inspiration's sake, and it's definitely not about collecting more ideas that never get implemented. Results-driven coaching is about outcomes, real, measurable outcomes. Here's the situation most established business owners find themselves in. In the early days, growth feels simple. You try things, you move fast, you wear every hat, and almost any action creates momentum because the business is small. But as the business grows, the game changes. The decisions matter more. The margin for error shrinks. And suddenly, the same trial and error approach starts creating chaos instead of progress. You work longer hours. You make more decisions. You feel responsible for everything. The weight of the business never really leaves your shoulders. Even when you're home, your mind is still at work. You replay conversations. You second-guess decisions. You wonder if you missed something obvious. And the worst part is watching the effort go up while the results stay the same. But the results don't scale with the effort. And that's when doubt creeps in. That's when you start questioning yourself, your team, or even the business itself. The problem usually isn't effort, it's alignment. Results-driven coaching starts by creating a clear strategic roadmap that's tied to your specific business goals, not a generic plan, not a one-size-fits-all framework. A roadmap that shows where you are right now, where you're trying to go, and what must change to close that gap. Instead of asking, what should I try next? The focus shifts to a much more powerful question. What result do I actually want? And what action directly creates that result? When you start thinking this way, a lot of noise disappears. You stop chasing shiny objects. You stop copying competitors who are playing a completely different game. And you stop wasting time on tactics that look productive but don't actually move the business forward. One of the biggest reasons growth stalls is misalignment between action and strategy. And this usually shows up across three areas: marketing, sales, and operations. Marketing might be saying one thing. Sales might be having a completely different conversation. And operations might be struggling to deliver consistently on either everyone is working hard, but they're pulling in different directions. That creates friction. It creates confusion, and it quietly drains momentum. Results-driven coaching forces these parts to reconnect. It creates shared direction. Marketing understands exactly who it's speaking to and why. Sales knows how to continue the conversation naturally. And operations is designed to support the promise being made. When those three areas align, growth stops feeling forced. It starts feeling logical, predictable, sustainable. Another critical piece is focus, real focus. Not the kind where you write a long to-do list and feel overwhelmed before the day even starts, but strategic focus that helps you identify the few actions that create the majority of results. Most business owners don't have a time problem. They have a priority problem. Their days get eaten up by other people's demands, constant notifications and fires that feel urgent but don't actually matter. By the end of the day, there's exhaustion, but very little satisfaction. It feels like the business is controlling you, instead of the other way around. They spend hours responding to emails, sitting in meetings, tweaking small details, and reacting to whatever feels urgent in the moment. Meanwhile, the actions that actually drive growth get pushed aside. Results-driven coaching helps you clearly see which levers matter most in your business. It shows you where your attention creates momentum and where it's being wasted. When priorities are clear, decision-making becomes easier. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop feeling guilty about saying no, and you start building days that actually move the business forward. This is also where systems become essential. Many businesses operate in organized chaos. Things get done, but only because certain people are constantly putting out fires. Processes live in someone's head. Results depend on individual effort instead of repeatable systems. That works for a while until it doesn't, until growth slows and stress rises, until small problems turn into constant bottlenecks, until you realize the business can't grow past you, because everything still depends on you being involved in every decision. Results-driven coaching helps businesses move from ad hoc execution to repeatable systems. Systems that make success predictable. Systems that allow teams to perform consistently without constant supervision. Systems that support growth instead of resisting it. Think about sales. When there's a clear sales process, you can see where leads drop off, where conversations stall, and where small improvements create big gains. Without a system, everything feels emotional and hard to fix. The same applies to onboarding, fulfillment, follow-up, and internal communication. Systems don't remove flexibility. They remove friction. When scaling feels stuck, the real issue is often hidden. It might be an offer that no longer fits the market, messaging that sounds good internally but doesn't land with customers, or small operational inefficiencies that quietly drain profit and energy every day. Because these issues don't scream for attention, they often go unnoticed until growth flatlines, and by the time most owners realize what's wrong, they're already exhausted, frustrated, and questioning whether the business they built is worth the pressure it now creates. Results-driven coaching creates the structure to identify these gaps. It replaces guessing with clarity. Once you see the real constraints, the path forward becomes obvious. Accountability is the final piece that ties everything together. Not micromanagement, clarity, clear goals, clear ownership, clear timelines. When accountability is built into the business, execution improves naturally. People know what success looks like. Progress becomes visible, and momentum builds. Accountability also protects against complacency. When results are reviewed consistently, important tasks don't quietly disappear. The business stays honest with itself. Results-driven coaching isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, consistently, with intention. It aligns strategy with action, So effort turns into outcomes. It replaces confusion with clarity and busyness with progress. Earlier, I mentioned the free resource, and this is important. But one of the biggest reasons growth feels harder than it should is because time is leaking away in ways most business owners don't even notice. That's why I'm giving you a free resource called 7 Deadly Time Thieves, Stealing Hours from Your Business. It helps you uncover where your time is quietly being wasted. Eliminate the biggest drains on your focus and reclaim hours every week so you can put that time back into the actions that actually drive growth. Growth doesn't come from knowing more. It comes from aligning what you know with what you do. When your strategy, systems, focus, and accountability point in the same direction, progress stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling inevitable. Book a call with us if you're serious about taking your business to the next level. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it.